It's primary election night across the state, and the results are rolling in. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Woolfolk.
And I'm Stella Daskalakis. One of the biggest races is the one for Michigan governor. Incumbent Gretchen Whitmer is term limited. She is not seeking and cannot seek a third term, so candidates in both parties are vying for the nomination.
Take a look at the results so far. On the Democratic side, the AP called this race a little after 9 o'clock tonight. Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson besting Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson, taking 84% of the vote to his 16%. This is with 27% of the precincts reporting. And of course, we have to remind you that the results are unofficial until they are certified. But again, AP called this race fairly early tonight in favor of Secretary Benson.
Let's go over to the Republican side, and the Associated Press called the race for Congressman John James. He came in with 50% of the vote, had the endorsement of President Trump, and businessman Perry Johnson had 36%. That's 19% of precincts, actually 26. Reporting in, let's listen to Remington Hernandez, who is live for us tonight.
Well, Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson embracing her family as she declares victory at the Garden Theater here in Detroit. This had been widely expected as the polls showed her with a substantial lead heading into tonight. Let's take a look inside of the headquarters and the watch party here in Detroit at the Garden Theater. The key points of her now general election campaign: costs down, wages up, and a government that works for everyone. It's the sentiment that she portrayed, and here's some of what she had to say.
Because that is the question facing voters this fall, my friends. Who do you want Michigan's leaders to work for? The people or the powerful? Well, you all know who I'll work for. I will work for all of you and every Michigander in this state. Not the highest bidder, not corporate interests, not Donald Trump, you.
Benson saying that there was likely a record number of turnout in this primary election, and also touting her win as a landslide and imploring Michigan voters to deliver another landslide for Democrats in November. Among them, a Democratic trifecta is what she wants to see, getting both the House and Senate back under Democratic control, as was a few years ago. She also wants to see all three of the top statewide offices stay Democratic, including the governor's race, the lieutenant governor, and also the attorney general and secretary of state. Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist, who is running for Secretary of State, was at the watch party and he delivered some remarks. And Ellie Sabat, who's running for Attorney General on the Democratic side, was also milling around in the crowd. They are likely to be together on many campaign stops, as they do want to keep those top three spots blue in November. And already Benson's campaign is prepared for the general election. Her campaign saying that she has $6.4 million already in her campaign coffers and ready to go. And $10 million worth of ads have already been reserved for the general election in October and September. But for now, here in Detroit, I'm Remington Hernandez. That's the latest on the Democratic governor's race. Let's turn it over now to Autumn Pitcher, who is standing by at John James's watch party, where he just got done speaking. Autumn, what did he have to say?
Yes, there's a lot of excitement here tonight in Sterling Heights. Dozens of supporters of Congressman John James helping him to celebrate and bring in this very huge victory. He just wrapped up his remarks, and I will go over what he said, but he declares that Michigan will be better underneath his leadership if he is elected to be Michigan's governor. He began his speech thanking his supporters and thanking God, and also President Trump for his endorsement. The primary is over, and he says now we've come together with one fight to save Michigan. He thanked his supporters and those who didn't vote for him, and said he's also fighting for their vote in this November election. He went over that he's a veteran and has learned to bring people together from different backgrounds, says he's focused on growing jobs and protecting Medicaid for vulnerable people. He says we offer freedom and saying that Democrats offer socialism. He is focused on making Michigan more affordable. He says that socialism needs to be exposed, and he also says underneath him, he will lower taxes, cut taxes, lower energy bills, and overall make Michigan more affordable. Now, James will be going head-to-head, of course, with Democratic nominee Jocelyn Benson in this November election, and he wrapped up his remarks saying once again that underneath him, promising that Michigan will be better, more affordable, safer, and overall just better. But I will send it back to you for now. I'm reporting live in Sterling Heights. Autumn Pitcher, News Channel 3.
Autumn and Remington, we thank you very much. And as we showed you, the Democratic race, not close, but Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson remains upbeat tonight. Mid-Michigan Now's Courtney Bennett has been following his campaign. She joins us live from Saginaw. Courtney, it appears that people are in a positive mood in spite of the apparent loss.
Stella, we heard from Chris Swanson moments ago, and he says that he called Jocelyn Benson to give his congratulations to her. Now, he told a crowd of his supporters after the Associated Press called that race. He spoke at the podium, and he says that he's disappointed and his heart breaks for the people of Michigan. He says because he could have brought so much to the state. This is what he told the crowd of his supporters who stood by him since he made that announcement that he was going to run for governor in February of 2025.
All the friends and family, the volunteers, the door knockers, the poll workers, those who defended us on social media, those who brought me into the union halls, those who just saw that this guy can be a voice for the voiceless and give people hope. I wish I could have done more.
As Swanson exited the stage, he greeted and thanked every single person who was left here tonight. He spoke at the podium at around 10:30 this evening. Now, he ended his speech by saying that he is still the Genesee County Sheriff and he will continue to serve. For now, reporting live in Saginaw, Courtney Bennett, Mid-Michigan Now.
Courtney, we thank you for the live report there. We are also following the Flint mayoral race. 4 candidates are on the ballot tonight in that race, and we are still waiting on results to come in. But we do have our Deshaun Johnson, who has been covering the mayor's race tonight. We're going to check in with him now. Deshaun?
Mike, thank you. Here in downtown Flint, it's a little bit of a waiting game as votes continue to be counted for the city's mayoral primary. Across the city, candidates and their supporters have been gathering at watch parties, keeping a close eye on the returns as they wait to learn who will advance to November's general election. I stopped by 2 of those watch parties to hear how incumbent Mayor Sheldon Neely and challenger Tanya Burns are feeling as election night unfolds.
Well, I'm feeling good. You know, we've done the great work as mayor, and people want to continue that progress. And you know, we have a record to show, and that record is a record of success. And we're going to continue to put that forth and let people make a great decision as they continue to support our administration.
Yeah, I've been in Flint elections, so I clearly understand. I don't take any vote for granted. I don't take any of these people with me for granted. And I can't say who's more important or who did the most because we're all tired, you know. And we got into some good trouble for a good reason to change Flint.
Again, 4 candidates are on tonight's ballot, but only the top 2 vote getters will move on to November's general election. We will continue to track the results tonight as they become available and provide you with updates on air and online. For now, reporting live in Flint, Deshaun Johnson, Mid-Michigan Now.
All right, Deshaun, thank you for your live report. And we should remind voters that, our viewers, I should say, that in Flint, it often takes a while for the numbers to come in. It could be a late night for both the mayor and Councilwoman Burns. But again, we will continue to track those results and we will pass the numbers along as soon as we get some in. For a complete list of all the races and the results that are happening across Mid-Michigan, just head to our website, midmichigannow.com.